Gilbert. I want to welcome you to my live call tonight. And it comes with a question. Questions they ask that stump you, and what do you say? And for those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing over 40 years. I share a lot of what I've learned in my journey on these live calls. I started in this business totally broke, sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 in my business. Last 27 years, I've been full-time in network marketing, love the profession, wouldn't do anything else. And if that interests you, keep, just stay on and listen. So, yeah, nice to be able to get on with you. I hope that your new year, your new decade that you're beginning is going really well, and great things are happening with your business. So tonight I was gonna just talk about some things that come up that, and you feel free, for those of you that are joining. Hey, Chris, nice to see you from Costa Rica. Feel free to post anything while we're talking, and then I'll try to answer that. George, good to see you. I was waiting on George to show. Hey, George from New York, good to see you. Amy from New Jersey, she's in the gym, she looking good. All right. Dania from Illinois, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Dania. So, questions that sometimes stump you, or you're not really sure what to say, or maybe they frustrate you. Anyway, feel free to post those questions in your comments, and then George, you can do a screenshot and send it to me. How about that? That makes sense? Alfonso, nice to see you. Good to see you. So when we talk about some questions that come up, one thing that frustrates a lot of people, especially when you're building a business, you want to get a team going, you want things to really start moving. Alina, nice to see you, California. And you want things to move very well, in your team and grow it. But there's nothing more frustrating sometimes when you're prospecting and then they say to you regarding your product, well, I'll try it, and if I get results, then I'll recommend it to someone else. How do you feel about the I'll try it thing? Doesn't that sort of irritate you a little bit? Just I'll try it. Oh my gosh, I want to get you in motion. I want you to make a list, start prospecting people, start sponsoring people. And I get an I try it. How many of you ever got I try it? I'll try it. I'll try it, and if I get results, we hear that quite often. So how do you deal with that? Here's usually what first of all, the way I see it is my product is not on trial, okay? It's not on trial. I'm talking about, I don't say that to them. I already know that. It's not on trial. It's just that they haven't read the news, right? So we want to help them get a news flash. And how do you give them the news flash? Well, first of all, I'm not going to disagree with them if they want to try it. Now, if you're in a health and wellness business, here's how I respond to that. Let's say her name is Janet, okay? So I'll say, well, sure, Janet, you can try the product, but let me ask you this. This question: can you sample good health? And wait for that response, because that's going to change everything. And if she's at all reasonable, she's going to come back and say, well, no, you can't sample good health. Then I'm going to turn around and agree with that person and say, you're right, Janet. You can't sample good health. You have to commit to good health. Good health takes commitment. Good health is about doing things on a daily basis, and over a period of time, you see results, right? Well, yeah. Well, that's really what this is about. I mean, think about it. Do you have insurance on your car? Yeah. Does it make your car drive better, look better? Does it wash your car, wax your car? No. Why do you do it? Well, I want to protect my investment. In case I'm in an accident, right? I said, what if your health gets in an accident? I mean, you're more important than your car, aren't you? Well, yeah. It's the same thing here. So what we're talking about is that, and this is what you need to understand, friends, is if you're in a health and wellness business and they're already not broken when you find them, they're not unhealthy, they're not sick when you find them, your product's not going to change that, nor should it, right? The idea is to maintain the status quo, maintain or make it better, of course. But if they feel good, if they feel healthy, and that's what they are, and you got a wellness product, I mean, are we looking for sick, diseased people? Are we really? Think about it. I can only speak for the company I've been in for 21 years. And I'm sure the statistic would prove to be true in any of the companies that you're in, that the top earners in my company, as well as in the companies that you're in, I guarantee you, they were probably never sick before they joined. They were probably all healthy people. Well, I mean, that's a little crazy. Some people might think, why would that be true? You would think that the people that had the greatest testimonies that what your products did for them would be the strongest advocate for your product. I mean, these people would be like freaking missionaries. It statistically doesn't prove to be true. Really doesn't. Why? Because the top earners are business people. They're looking for business opportunity, right? Just like with the coronavirus, we hear all the news about coronavirus, and the news agencies just want to scare you to death. They want to create panic in your life, right? You get this virus, it's over, man, right? So the thing about it is, when we think about it is, I'm not looking for people that, out there that are going to get this virus, that virus, whatever. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for people who see an opportunity. And even with the coronavirus, despite the fact it's a bad thing, right? Opportunity comes from that because people are aware of what? My immune system may not be strong enough. What am I going to do if I get it? Could be the difference between living and dying, right? So people might want to choose alternative, products out there to strengthen their immune systems. The fact is they don't want to get sick. They want to maintain good health. But it's really true that when I look at the people who made most of the money, top earners, people still today making most of the money, these were not previous sick people. These were business people. So when you're going back, we're talking about Janet, and I asked her the question that, can you sample good health? And she agreed, no, of course you can't. And I said, yeah, you're right. You have to commit to good health, don't you? See, I'm getting her to reason. And that's what you have to do with people. and get them to reason. Now, what's the second thing you can do with that person? The second thing that you can do with that person is add them to a Facebook group that supports, your products, that explain your products. People get a chance to share their experiences, with what they're having with your products. Now, as a word of caution, because, and this would, if you're in a different country, I understand, but some are on this call from Australia, some are on this call from different countries. So, but pretty much all the government regulatory people are the same. Here's what I recommend that you don't do. Don't use company trademark names. Don't use company product trademark names. Talk about your products, but call it something different. You decide what that is, okay? You and the leaders decide what that is, and it's not too hard to figure out how to do that. But when you do that, then people can share their stories about their experiences with the products. And if somebody is implanted from the whatever government agency into your secret Facebook group, they don't know what company you're talking about, nor do they know what product you're talking about, but you're accomplishing the same thing. You're accomplishing the same thing. The fact is that many people who participate in network marketing or buy network marketing products out there are in multiple companies. I mean, if you come to my house, you're going to see Young Living Essential Oils here. I have a Kangen water system over on my sink. I mean, I'm just saying, they don't know. Somebody's planted into a group. They don't know what company you're talking about, but you're accomplishing the same thing. And you're not putting your company into any trouble by sharing your stories. And I recommend also in your Facebook pages, don't have what company you're in. Don't. I mean, it doesn't serve any good when you do that. I'm going to be honest with you. And these people that post about their products, it's like these people are like a constant commercial. If you went to the TV set and it was constantly a commercial, right? What do? Flip the channel. What do you do when you come across somebody's page when you go to your news feed and you see, oh, there she goes again? You just scroll up, right? You don't even want to hear it. And that's the reason why they just don't get it. They get 1 like, 2 likes. Wow. Going to be a lot of big product sales from that. I can guarantee you. She's going to be a multi-millionaire. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So we just got to understand it doesn't work. There's no, so on your Facebook page, I always recommend you go to mine. You don't see my company. You don't see me talk about my product. You don't see me make any health claims. I don't make any financial claims. What I do on my page is I give value. That's it. Give value to people. But in your Facebook groups, when you do it that way, and again, we're talking about a person who says when you want to get them to join you in the business, and you want to get them into motion, and they say, well, I'll try the product first, and if I get results, and usually on the then they say, well, then I'll do the business. So when I reason with them about that, I'll ask them usually a question. An opening question is, how do you feel now? And there's Arthur. Hi, Arthur. Say hi to everybody.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, I'll ask him the question, how do you feel now? I feel good. Well, our product's not going to change that. See, again, when you're prospecting people, in most cases, they're healthy people to begin with. Our product's not going to change that, nor should it, right? We're supposed to enhance it, make them feel better, and keep them healthy. That's the idea here, right? And coming back with that question, and I said, well, can you really sample good health? And they go, no. Right. You have to commit to good health, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add you to a Facebook group, and you can see what, some of the experiences the friends are having with the product. You're going to love it. And once you see that, I think the trial is over, really. Wouldn't you say that, when people share their experiences, that That's just proof positive that great things are happening. And here's the thing, time is ticking. I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. And some of the friends that you would probably call about this, well, other people know them too, and they might be on our products. They might reach them before you do. I don't want to see that happen to you. I've had that happen to me. So I'm going to introduce you into that group, and then if there's any other questions you want to know, you can ask those questions. In the meantime, while you're building the business, you can use the product. So that's the thing I try to do, is get it out of the trial period and get them into motion. So in other words, and if you have a PDF, anything that they can read that will explain more about the product, that's usually the best thing to do, is to give them that. They can read that, and then they go into your Facebook group. They can hear the stories, and then you've got somebody that's on board. I mean, that's the way it was with me. I mean, 21 years ago, I was not unhealthy. I was not sick, okay? And I saw a health product, and I said, bingo, bam. Made sense to me, but I also had some people share their experiences with me about the product. And I knew they weren't lying, so I could see their conviction. So that's one of the things, questions people ask, and how do we handle that? Now here, what about another question that comes up commonly with people, and that is, you just got started in your business, right? So now you're going through your list and you're contacting people, and somebody says to you, well, how much money are you making? Well, you just open your doors, right? I mean, you just put out on your store, open, right on your door, open. I mean, it's like day one, you're just getting started. And they say, how much money are you making? And you feel maybe a little embarrassed and awkward. Well, I really am not making anything yet. Oh my gosh. I don't want to tell her I'm not making anything. What do I say, Well, a lot of people just lie, right? But that's not you, right? Okay, I know that. So the thing about how I always handle that was just by being honest. And here's the other thing. Let me qualify this. If you've been using your company's product for some time, and now you've just recently decided that you're ready to do the business, I don't care if you've been using it for a year. The day you decided to do the business is your start date. Okay, that's your start date. So don't tell them you've been in a year. Well, I've been using it. I've been in a year now, and oh, you've been in a year, huh? How much money are you making? Well, they're going to think that if you've been in a year, you should be making a lot of money. So again, it's all about how you qualify things. So how I handle that again is, well, I just got started, or I've been using the product, and recently I decided to now engage in the business. So I just got started. It's always good to use those words, I just got started. Or I'm new at this. And then there's not so much a time definition to it. I'm new at this. Well, I'm new at this, but I'm really getting going now. And so I haven't had enough time to really even make any money yet. I'm sure you could appreciate that. Somebody just opened up a shop in town and they finally put open on their door. You wouldn't expect them to really have made any profit yet, right? Matter of fact, most businesses don't ever make profit their first 5 years. They're just working to survive. So, but if the question is this, is money being made in our company? Is that your question? I always like to throw the question back to them, qualify them. Is that the question? Is money being made in this company? And I'll wait to see what they say. And if they say, well, no, I don't care about anyone else. I just want to know if you're making money. That's not reasonable. Because again, I just got started, or I just decided to start doing the business. But if they say, well, and most will say this, well, no, yeah, right. I just want to know if money's being made. Okay, good. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to introduce you to my sponsor who's been in the business longer than me. I mean, he's been in for years. And you can ask him some of the questions about what he did, and maybe he can share with you what the business has done for him. And then by that, you'll know whether money's being made or not. And that's usually how I always handled the money issues. I can understand some people, they're concerned. It's like, hey, I don't want to be your guinea pig. Okay, no. And I don't want to be one for someone else either. If your question is money being made? Can people make money in network marketing? Then I'll introduce you to people who've been in the business. Having said,
I'm telling you, you can.
She's messing with me. She knows. And now that girl, okay, let me see. She's been in network marketing. Let me see. 2 weeks, maybe. 2 weeks. Now, listen to me. 2 weeks. As of this morning, she has 91 people in her downline. 91 in her downline. She hit the 3rd position in her compensation plan. She blew past the 1st position, and then she blew past the 2nd position, and she landed on the 3rd, and she said, I'm going to the 4th in 1 week. And you know what? She did it all just by doing Zoom calls. All because of Zoom calls. Now, again, she's new to network marketing, never been involved in network marketing before, right?
Ever the first time. Actually, I was about to go to gym and join Jeff's wife for live broadcasting to share with people how I made it in 12 days.
That's right. 3rd position.
Yeah.
And the 3rd ranked position in 12 days. Okay. This was not planned, okay? She just came by. Yeah, everybody's messing with me. First it was my son, now it's her. Okay? And I didn't even know her till a few weeks ago. Yeah. You talk to people when you're around people. And that's what I did. I met her, talked to her. She said, hey, I'm interested. And I can't go back to China because of the coronavirus issues, so I'm stuck here. I said, well, then you got time to learn about network marketing. And then she starts doing Zoom calls back in China and filling up the screen with faces of young girls. One was a film director, very attractive woman, film director, very young woman. Another young woman owns her own company, has several employees and all that. Anyway, so that's what she was doing. Zoom calls, boom, bang, and then, but again, here's the thing. Just don't get, don't feel like you're a loser or something like that in network marketing just because you got started and you're not making money yet. Or really, you made your decision to do the business. It takes time to get your head around it, okay? It really does. And don't write people off that have never been involved in something like this before. Look at that girl. She's only been in 2 weeks and she's got 91 in her downline. It's insane. You're saying, it's disgusting. Anyway, it can be done. Point is, when you're out in public, talk to people. Social media makes people not social. Because they got it down to pre-written scripts and they spam people in Facebook Messenger. And I'm just saying, there's no engagement. We're supposed to turn contacts into friends, and very few do that in Facebook. So again, everything she's doing is warm market. It's all warm market. It's much more powerful than social media, I promise you. And it's duplicatable. Okay, so that was, now George, unless someone had a question on something that stumps you, he did send something. So Joel says, yes, we have a Facebook group page here in Manila where we can get and add people so they will get more information about the product and ask questions. Okay, so that's not a question, George. Okay, yeah, so good. So that person's mentioning that they do have a Facebook group. They do put people in that group, and that's how they, you know, look at your Facebook group as like a house of faith. You know, if you're a Christian, you go to church. If you're a Jew, you go to a synagogue. If you're a Muslim, you go to a mosque. Okay, why? It's to build your faith, right? So your Facebook group is just that. And when you add prospects, customers, people that just recently joined to that, people are sharing stories, then it reinforces the value of your product or service, whatever you're selling, whatever you're promoting. So those are some of the questions that are common that people will ask. And you know, another one, of course, and you hear this all the time, you know, is this a pyramid scheme? You know, I was just talking to Josh, a friend, tonight, having dinner. I said, you watch, I'll bring up Google, and every day on Google it's this way. Google News, they will always have something anti-MLM, anti-network marketing. They do it. They hate us, you know, too bad. But I mean, it's, you know, so again, which is the reason why you don't announce on your Facebook page to all your warm market friends that you just joined a network marketing company, because then they'll go to Google and Google's going to tell them why it's so bad. Okay. So, but again, how do you handle that when they ask you, you know, is this a pyramid scheme? Or if they don't, sometimes they'll say pyramid. If they say, is this a pyramid? I'll usually smile and look at them. It just depends on the person. I'll just smile at them and say, would you like it if it was? And if it, you know, sometimes they'll say, well, yeah, because they understand the concept of exponential growth. For example, if you sponsor six, you got 36 on your second level. You got over 200 on your third, right? So they understand this concept of exponential growth. But if they come back, you know, if they say, well, yes, I said, well, then great, you're going to like what I got to say. If they said, well, no, I wouldn't. I said, well, then you're going to like what I got to say. And then at that point, I'll reason with them. Now, listen, some people get off on tangents, and then they'll want to say, well, are you in corporate America? Did you know corporate America is a pyramid? You know, you got a president, CEO at the top, or it's the CEO at the top. Then under him, you got the president. Then under him, you got 6 vice presidents. Under those 6 vice presidents, you got division managers, and they go on down to the very bottom where that people actually do the work. You know, I don't go that direction. Or the dollar bill, and back of the dollar bill is a pyramid. Did you know our government's a pyramid? Do you know that we have a president at the top of that pyramid? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's Congress, senators. You know, I don't ever do that. I just, you know, because again, it's that kind of approach is more an argument, and that's not what we want to do. What I like to do is reason with people and just say, well, listen, no, what I'm involved in, we have a product and a service. We give a product and a service in exchange for money. Just like if you went to Walmart or some store, you go in, you get your product, you give money, you get the product, right? I said, that's what we do. Isn't that the very definition of a legitimate business? And when I say it that way, generally they always say, well, yeah, of course. I said, well, that's what we do. And that's it. And then I don't want to talk about it anymore, because once that sinks in, you know, in their head, then from that point, I can go ahead and talk to them about what I'm doing. So those are questions that come on. Now, unless somebody has a question right now that you would like to entertain, questions that stump you. What do you say when somebody says, how would you finish that? And let's see. Okay, and I guess that's it. So those were the 3 I was going to select tonight and share that with you. And I hope that gave you some value out tonight. And I appreciate everybody getting on this call tonight. It's been awesome spending this Monday evening with you. And look forward to giving you a shout out again tomorrow night, same time. I'll give you out some value. Thanks for tuning in. Okay? Everyone, have a wonderful evening.